Hello, I'm Brent Gardner, and this is the NRA-ILA Grassroots News Minute for Friday, April 1st. Here with today's first story is correspondent Krista Cupp.
Thanks, Brent. Recently, Senator Charles Schumer of New York, who in the early 90s was the House sponsor of the Brady Act and the Federal Assault Weapons and Large Magazine Ban of 1994, introduced Senate Bill 436, the multifaceted Fixed Gun Checks Act of 2011. Its simplistic and misleading title aside, this bill dispels any doubt about the goal gun control supporters have had in mind. Senate Bill 436 proposes that virtually all private transfers, regardless of location, be subject to National Instant Criminal Background Check system checks. The exceptions would be extremely narrow, and in many cases, even lending someone a firearm would be subject to federal regulation. Near universal NICS checks for firearms transferred, if coupled with allowing the FBI to retain records on approved firearm-related NICS checks, would achieve near universal federal firearm transfer registration. That, in turn, would move gun control supporters one step closer to their goal of registering all firearms and all firearm owners. In fact, Schumer's bill would put information on private transfers more directly into the hands of the federal government than is currently done for dealer sales. Senate Bill 436 would require any dealer who handles a transfer between non-dealers to record information identifying the firearm and its transferor and transferee. That's the same kind of record-keeping required for dealer sales currently. However, Senate Bill 436 would also require the dealer to notify the U.S. Attorney General of the transfer, presumably in the interest of expanding the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives' dubiously useful firearm tracing empire. While most gun owners agree that the current background check process can be improved, primarily by improving the accuracy of the records it uses, both to ensure the gun sales to dangerous people are blocked and to ensure that qualified law-abiding Americans can buy firearms without needless delays or denials, this provision would mark a drastic change from the law as it stands today. Schumer's proposal would hardly be the first time gun control supporters have staked out a position based upon an ideological assumption. Instead, it's yet another attempt to deprive people of a constitutional right without due process of law. And now, back to you, Brent.
Thanks, Krista. As we've been reporting for weeks, the BATFE faces an increasing array of questions about its activities in the Fast and Furious and Project Gunrunner programs. The scandal has taken its first political casualty, and President Obama has finally commented directly on these problems. On March 20th, the U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Carlos Pascual, resigned amid increasing criticisms from Mexican government officials. Further, when questioned by the media during his recent tour of South and Central America, President Obama claimed that neither he nor Attorney General Eric Holder had approved the investigations that led to hundreds and possibly thousands of firearms ending up in the hands of Mexican criminal cartels. Obama said, quote, "There may be a situation here which a serious mistake was made," unquote, and went on to promise to find out and to hold those responsible accountable. However, Congress is not waiting on the president, and there are now plans for investigations and hearings by the House Oversight and Government Reform Committees. Representative Raul Labrador, along with other members of the committee, urged Chairman Darrell Issa to conduct hearings, which Issa has agreed to do. Chairman Issa has contacted BATFE Deputy Director Kenneth Melson and demanded his agency provide details about both Fast and Furious and Project Gunrunner. As the BATFE continues to petition for the authority to collect more data on sales of firearms, the growing scandal that has resulted from these two investigative programs raises serious questions about the BATFE's procedures and its ability to effectively carry out its duties. The NRA fully supports the actions of Chairman Issa, Representative Labrador, and members of the committee to fully uncover the extent of the mistakes and the damage caused by BATFE's mismanagement of these investigations. For more information and development on these very important stories, please be sure to visit www.nraila.org.